Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Yasharahla world. I'm Brother Ezekiel.
And I'm Brother Manatazak.
And we're here. I believe this is going to be the finale of Israel as God's chosen seed or chosen people. We are going to begin today in Psalms 29, verse 11. So basically, real quick, for those who are just watching this, we're just going through this, the lesson why God has a specific chosen people above all other nations on the earth, who he chose out of Adam and Eve's sons and daughters and things. So we're showing and prove why this whole book is based off of Israel and who are the real Israelites, which we keep saying, the so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, that's scattered all through all four corners of the earth. That's among all over the earth, not just in the States, South America, Central America, the Caribbean, and other areas. Okay, so we're just showing to prove that there is favoritism with this power that we serve, this God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, so we're picking up in Psalms 29 and verse 11. And if you want to go ahead, go ahead with that.
All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 29, verse 11. The Most High will give strength unto his people. The Most High will bless his people with peace.
So, real quick, we got some new individuals here. I'm just going back just to show who's here right now. Okay, so when it says the Most High will give strength unto his people, meaning possessive, the Most High will bless his people with peace. We're going to show who his people are real quick. Let's just jump to Deuteronomy 7 and 6 and then 14 2 for the eye. Okay. Just bear with us, everybody who's watched this. We know we already went through this, but this is for somebody new here, okay? So, 7 and 6, yeah.
That's right.
All right, go ahead, kid.
All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy God. The Most High thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Okay, so now we see that the Most High has chosen us to be his special people unto himself above all other nations on the face of the earth. Jump to 14 and 2. Deuteronomy 14 and 2.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 2. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy God, and the Most High thy God hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
See that? So, show and prove again, the Most High has chosen us to be a peculiar people unto himself. That's possessive. Yes, this God has favoritism in things. So this is what we're showing to prove. Real quick, Deuteronomy 32. You guys really don't have to go there. Just let him go there. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse
7.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter...
Wait until he gets there, though.
Okay. All right, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Most High's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
No, everybody in the face of the earth.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
No, all the human race.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
But we all have the same color blood.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Keep reading.
He found him in a desert land, and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about, he instructed him, he kept him as the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings, so the Most High alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him.
See that? So real quick. So now you understand that the Most High actually shows that he has favoritism, because we hear in churches that, no, everybody's God's people and things like that.
God loves everybody.
Right. But what does the word say, though? You see? Yeah, but see, that's what we say. What does the word say, though? So we showed and proved in 4 places why God said Israel is his chosen people. So this is the reason why we have so-called individuals in our land that's claiming to be us, who stole our culture and our language and everything. So that's why there's a big fight about this. And they know who we are. They just not going to tell you, because they're afraid of not being under the rulership of so-called thugs and criminals and people with melanated skin who they can't believe that's actually God's chosen people. Okay? So I just want to bring that out for you. So, to catch him up on everything, because he can watch the rest of the videos and things. But I know you got probably questions afterwards anyway. So let's jump to Psalms chapter 33 and verse 10 through 15.
Verse what?
33:10.
Yep, chapter 33, verse 10 through 15.
All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 33, verse 10. The Most High bringeth his counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect.
So the Most High said the rest of these other nations, all their devices and everything that they do is come to naught, with non-effect. They're vain. This is why the Most High said, do not follow the way of the heathens, for their customs and things are vain, like it tells you in Jeremiah 10. And you know what? Real quick, hold that, Slakia. Go to Jeremiah 10 and verse 1 through 3 real quick.
Do we have to go there? No?
Yeah.
Jeremiah 10.
Okay, Christmas up.
Right. Yep, Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1 all the way down. You know.
Yeah.
You there, Lou?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to wait for the act. Hey, please. Oh, you got it?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Most High speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
No, O house of the whole world.
O house of Israel.
No, Gentiles.
Israel.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
For the custom of the people are vain. So their devices and everything is to naught, like it tells you back in Psalms. And we'll go back to that in 1 second, but continue reading.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
There's your Christmas tree. There's Christmas. That's vain. That's their customs and things. And we'll do an understanding behind that, because what they used to do was a Babylonian tradition, and they hung severed heads on top of the tree and hung them like ornaments and stuff, and blood dripped down, and they used to bring their gifts and things and gave worship to that, because that's where Nimrod was buried. Okay? An Ethiopian king that was ruling Babylon, the first king. Okay, but that's it on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump back to Psalms 33 and start at 10 again.
Okay. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 33, verse 10. The Most High bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of the Most High standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations.
Now, to all generations, this means forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Malachi 3 and 6. I am the Most High God. I change not. Okay? So, right there, he's not changing. It's for every generation, forever, ever, 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 and ever. Okay? So Christ didn't change his laws, nor did he did away with them, because otherwise he wouldn't be an obedient son of the Most High. And then two, Paul's writings are not law. Okay? So we're going to do a lesson on that very in depth too, to give that thorough understanding. Okay, but go ahead.
Verse 12. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Most High, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance.
Who's God's chosen inheritance? Anybody? Speak. Anybody?
Us.
There you go. Israel. Israel is his chosen inheritance, okay? We just read that through Deuteronomy. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 13. The Most High looketh from heaven. He beholdeth all the sons of men. From the place of his habitation he looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashioneth their hearts alike. He considereth all their works.
What should we... Yeah, I'm just trying to see. Nah, that's it on that.
Okay.
So, like I said, even the nation that does choose the Most High. So if it is a Gentile that chooses the Most High as their God and everything, guess what? And they follow the order of the Most High like the Israelites do. Guess what? They can get blessed too. Okay? So let's not play these games here, all right? So let's go to Psalms chapter 50 and verse 4 through 7. And let me know when everybody get there.
All right.
All right.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 4. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
So, who is the Most High saints?
Same thing.
Israel. Okay? So everybody's not a saint. Not every nation there is. No, Israel is the saints. Plain and simple. And what covenant did they make? Guess what? Those that did exactly what the covenant that was made with Abraham, okay, was keep his law, statute, and commandments. Men having to be circumcised, like it says before Moses' so-called laws and stuff. Abraham circumcised himself at the age of 90, probably 99 years old and stuff. Guess what? He did that because he believed in the Most High. 2, the Most High commanded him and said, anybody that's born underneath his roof, guess what? Must be circumcised. And any stranger that he purchased, which is a so-called Gentile or another nation outside of our own people, guess what? The male's got to be circumcised too. That's according to the Most High before the laws of Moses. Everything in Genesis are the laws that were already established before they were written in stone by Moses himself. Okay? So we'll do a lesson on that, pinpointing each and every one of those laws. But continue out.
Verse 6. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself. Salah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel.
No, O world.
O Israel.
No, O Arabs.
O Israel.
No, O Africans.
O Israel.
No, Chinese.
O Israel.
Japanese.
Israel.
Malaysians.
Israel.
East Indians.
Israel.
Europeans.
Israel.
Israel. Go ahead.
And I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God.
There you go. So, show and prove, once again, this is talking all about Israel. So how can you teach a man-made doctrine in your camps and religions and churches and all this and that and the other that everybody is going to be God's chosen people? No.
God's
It's not
chosen if
happening.
you have the faith.
That's right.
Nope.
So let's go to Psalm 69 and 4. And that's just one verse.
Yep. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 69, verse 4. They that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of mine head.
So who is the most hated in the world today? Who is the most affliction that's happening to the nations out here? Who are the people that's happening to? So-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, somewhat of the Polynesians, some of the Aborigines, so forth and so on. Our people are being afflicted on a regular basis from the day we are born, coming out of our mother's womb. That's when tribulation started for us because of the curses that's upon our people. So we have to turn back onto the Most High to lift those up off us and things, okay? Individually. You can't do it as a whole nation because, trust, Israel is not trying to turn as a whole nation back onto the Most High. Even ones that's conscious, okay? But go ahead.
They that would destroy me, being mine enemies wrongfully, are mighty. Then I restored that which I took not away. Keep going.
Yeah, keep reading real quick.
Verse 5. O God, thou knowest my foolishness, and my sins are not hidden from thee. Let not them that wait on thee, O Most High God of hosts, be ashamed for my sake. Let not those that seek thee be confounded for my sake, O God of Israel.
See, so keep reading.
Because for thy sake I have borne reproach, shame hath covered my face. I am become a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's children.
So basically telling us that we have forgotten how to serve our power, our God. We have become a stranger, like a Gentile. When you stranger to the Most High, to Israel, that's talking about Gentiles and things. They didn't have this God for them. They have their own gods. They got idols and things like that. Things made out of wood and stone, silver and gold and things like that. Those gods, that's what they worship. But our God, right, our God is the one that we serve as the true and living God. Okay? The great that I am that I am. All right? So I just wanted to show and prove right here once again. We want these blessings, but the blessings ain't going to come until you turn back onto them, because otherwise you're going to continue to get chastised and having reproach on you because you're not keeping his law, statute, and commandments, and these other nations are going to continue to keep hurting our people for no cause whatsoever. Okay? Let's jump to Psalms Psalms chapter 76.
What verse?
The whole chapter.
76.
Yep.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 76, verse 1. In Judah is God known. His name is great in Israel. In Salem also is his tabernacle, and his dwelling place in Zion.
So all these places are talking about Israel. It's not talking about no other place on the face of the earth. Okay? But continue on.
Verse 3. There brake he the arrows of the bow, the shield, and the sword, and the battle. Selah. Thou art more glorious and excellent than the mountains of prey. The stout-hearted are spoiled. They have slept their sleep, and none of the men of might have found their hands. At thy rebuke, O God of Jacob, both the chariot and horse are cast into a dead sleep. Thou, even thou, art to be feared, and who may stand in thy sight when once thou art angry? Thou didst cause the judgment to be heard from heaven. The earth feared and was still, when God arose to judgment to save all the meek of the earth. Selah. Surely the wrath of man shall praise thee. The remainder of wrath shalt thou restrain. Vow and pay to the Most High your God. Let all that be round about him bring presents unto him that ought to be feared. He shall cut off the spirit of princes. He is terrible to the kings of the earth.
So, just showing and prove in the first verse, it said, in Judah is God knowing. It didn't say the whole earth. It didn't say all people. It says specifically a tribe. Judah, why? Because Judah is the lawgiver. Okay? The Levites are supposed to teach the rest of the other tribes, but Judah is supposed to enforce it. That's why on the on the earth throne, it's going to be Judah. No other tribe and stuff. And this is how we know. For this true and living God is coming through who? Only Israel. Once again. So we're showing to prove here that we fear this Most High. This God. We're supposed to bring on presents and serve things onto him. And his presence onto the Most High, of course, it was sacrifice and things. But right now, you're the walk and living sacrifice now. Okay? Because we don't have the Ark of the Covenant. We don't have the tabernacle. We don't have all these other things to sacrifice onto the Most High. That part has got put to halt because the Levites, the priesthood, have fell off if you read the whole book of Malachi. So you are a living sacrifice. That's why Christ was telling you, yo, don't love this world. Don't be of this world. For whosoever love this world, the love of the Father is not in him. So you have to cast away majority of your time dealing with nonsense that's, material stuff and things that don't even, it's all things that's vanity, okay? Things that's vain that's not going to help you get your name written in the book of life, okay? So let's jump to Psalms 147 and verse 19 through 20.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter.
One second, let me get there myself. Okay. And verse 19 through 20.
Book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
No, onto the whole world again.
Unto Israel.
Every other nation besides Israel.
Israel.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Israel.
Unto Israel. Okay? He showeth his laws, statute, and commandments, his word unto Israel, and Israel only. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Most High.
See that? So, how much more do you have to show and prove this? Okay? It's not thus saith I, Ezekiel. It's thus saith the Holy Bible. Okay? So, Roman Catholic churches and all the other Christianity and ism schisms out there and stuff, garbage. Okay? Straight whack. It don't hold nothing. Okay? So let's get it. No theologian school can teach you this. No ministry school can teach you this either, okay? I didn't go to these schools and things like that to learn from some man and pay them to teach me how to read a book. The most dumbest thing ever. I'm not illiterate.
And then read it wrong on top of that.
Right. So, anyways. It's like, we got to have fun with it too, because it is funny. I got to mock them because it is. Even the Most High be mocking them and things, as he says in his word. Go to Psalms 148 and verse 14.
Right. Psalms chapter 148, verse 14.
Yep.
Verse 14. He also exalteth the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye the Most High.
Once again, I didn't say that. He said he exalted them. So what? I'm your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Galatians 4:16.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I am. Yep. Dealing with them dumb old doctrines made by men and things, you dang right. We're going to be against that.
Putting Paul up on a pedestal and stuff.
Yeah. What else we got here? Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 3 through 10.
Ezekiel 12?
Yes, sir.
3 through what, 10?
Yes, sir. Ezekiel 12 and verse 3 through 10. Just say here if y'all when y'all get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter
Water.
12, verse 3. Therefore, thou son of man, prepare thee stuff for removing, and remove by day in their sight. And thou shalt remove from thy place to another place in their sight. It may be they will consider, though they be a rebellious house.
So who's this rebellious house speaking of?
The Gentile.
Israel.
Israel.
Oh, okay.
So we are stiff, even though we're the chosen, we're a stiff-necked people. In layman's terms today, modern terms, we're hard-headed. Okay? So Ezekiel is saying this because Ezekiel had to go teach this to our people and stuff, and even the people didn't want to hear it. They were just like, whatever. Just like we doing now. That's why there's only a few. We're not looking for numbers and things like that. The fact of the matter is about reeling in those that really care and really seeking the Most High, okay? It's not about having a huge billion congregation and stuff. No. That's not the way to do it, okay? We're just out here just trying to put out the word and people cling on to it. They ain't clinging on to us. They clinging on to what the word actually says, okay? It's their spirit that's driving it, okay? We just messengers. In Hebrew, we be called angels, okay? That's a messenger, all right? That's right. All right. Go ahead.
Read the last part again.
Yeah,
Last part.
read it again.
Okay.
Though they be.
Oh, yeah. Though they be a rebellious house.
Go ahead, Elder. Oh, that's what you want to
That's
say.
what I want him to emphasize on that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Israel shall be
Yeah.
rebellious herself with her religions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So though she is rebellion, we still got to give it to her.
Yep, that's right. That's why. What was it? He was like, he told what was it, Jeremiah? I think he said no, it was Ezekiel. He said just go speak it, go preach or prophesy to the wind and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's one of the two prophets. But anyways, he said go prophesy to the wind. Even though the people won't hear it, don't worry. The wind is listening because it has a spirit. The sun has a spirit. The heaven has a spirit. The moon has a spirit. Everything in the earth that the Most High created is from Him. It all has a spirit to it. And they got their commandments, okay?
On top of that, the squirrels are there too.
Yeah, all the animals. Yep, birds chirping at 3-something in the morning. I'm still trying to figure out why. But
Okay.
go ahead, King.
Verse 4. Then shalt thou bring forth thy stuff by day in their sight, as stuff for removing, and thou shalt go forth at even in their sight, as they that go forth into captivity. Dig thou through the wall in their sight, and carry out thereby. In their sight thou shalt, in their sight shalt thou bear it upon thy shoulders, and carry it forth in the twilight. Thou shalt cover thy face, that thou see not the ground, for I have set thee for a sign unto the house of Israel.
So he's speaking unto Ezekiel here. This is what he's supposed to do. He's a walking sign for the house of Israel, not for the whole nation. That's right. When Christ said, he told the woman that he was trying to, that her daughter needed healing and stuff. He asked the woman and said, you know what, just go there real quick, because I'm murdering it. Matthew
18:20.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, go ahead, pull it out. Hold that.
Getting there. I got it up.
Yeah, wait so everybody get there. Yeah, hold where you at Ezekiel. Just find in Matthew 18. And start at Jose. Start at
20. Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, 22. 15:27. Oh, it's 15:27.
All right, Elder, 15 and 27. Salakia.
Okay, I got it.
Start at verse verse 22. 15 and 22. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast, and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she cried after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So right here, it's just showing to prove that Yeshua or Christ was the walking sign only for the house of Israel. This is why he said this. Same thing with Ezekiel on things. Ezekiel was a walking sign for the house of Israel in that time. But continue reading.
Verse 25. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs.
So the bread is the covenant, the promise that was made for Israel. So that's why Christ called the rest of the nations dogs and things. I didn't say that's what the Messiah says right there, you see? Okay? But people say, that's not Christ-like. Christ would never say no such thing. So, yeah. They would call, the fake Jews would be like, Goyim, Goyim. Call you cattle and stuff. And knowing dang well they're the real Goyims. But go ahead.
All right, verse 27. And she said, Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Then Yeshua answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour.
So, through the Most High, through Christ, that little girl was healed. Because why? The woman answered and said she knows her place. But don't the crumbs fall from the master's tables, and the dogs licked it up. So she understood exactly her position, that she was beneath Israel. They were not on the same playing field and saying, well, we're all sons of Adam and Eve. We all come from great Adam and Eve. We're all the human race and mankind. You know, that's the same excuse that they use and stuff. There's something special that's running through our blood. So, no, don't let them get you with that and things, okay? But
you know what?
Go ahead, Al.
When they say that, they don't treat us like human though.
Sure don't.
They'll tell us that knowing who you are, but they will not treat you like a human being.
What's that sidebar? That movie Bright with Will Smith?
Mm-hmm.
And it's dealing, it has some type of other types of creatures, but the concept was,
the orcs were based as the minorities, and like the elves were based off like the elites.
Yeah, it was that quote though. It said God created all races equal, but the elves are more equal. You know what I'm saying?
No, so in the beginning, the Dark Lord made all races equal, but elves are more equal.
More equal, yeah. So while they perpetuate this we're all equal, one race, the human race, they still they contradict that by their example. Every day in society, they're showing and proving their fruits that they don't treat you equal, they don't see you equal, they see them superior. So they say that so that you won't catch on and claim your true identity and your blessing, because they know that the moment you do that, it's going to be a polar shift, and everything's going to change.
Yep. Just like in the movie Black Panther, real quick, when Killmonger, when he was walking to the throne, the camera was upside down. The reason why, like it tells you in Psalms 82:6, that ye are gods and of Israel, and the whole world's all out of course because the judges are not in place. But when the camera in the movie was speaking on that, I was peeping that when he walked to the throne and he sat down, the camera turned right side up. So meaning everything's going to be back in order when Israel is sitting on the throne, and everything in the whole world be back in order the way it should have been in the first place. But other nations have another say-so and another point of view on that. But still will throw it in your face subliminally through these movies and things and TV shows. Oh, bastards. But anyways, jump back to back to Ezekiel. And pick back up on what verse we left off?
7.
Yes, sir.
Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 7. And I did as I was commanded. I brought forth my stuff by day, as stuff for captivity, and in the even I digged through the wall with mine hand. I brought it forth in the twilight, and I bare it upon my shoulder in their sight. And in the morning came the word of the Most High unto me, saying, Son of man, Hath not the house of Israel, the rebellious house, said unto thee, what doest thou?
Why you worried about what we doing? Why you worried? You too busy, watching Love and Hip Hop and stuff. You too busy getting turned up out here on the street, cooking your shrimp, lobster, and crab and pork dinners and barbecuing and stuff. Why you worried about what we doing? Don't worry about us. Mind your own business. Stop being a busybody. Nah, this ain't for you. You want to know why? This is what they're asking and stuff. Now they're curious. Like, what is he doing? Like basically, normally our people don't ask. Like, if you see somebody running, everybody just starts running. But they don't ask questions. But they try to see, like, basically what Ezekiel's doing. What are you doing? But go ahead. Verse 10.
Verse 10. Say unto them, thus saith the Most High God, this burden concerneth the prince in Jerusalem and all the house of Israel that are among them. Say, I am your sign. Like as I have done, so shall it be unto them. They shall remove and go into captivity. And the prince that is among them shall bear upon his shoulder in the twilight, and shall go forth. They shall dig through the wall to carry out thereby. He shall cover his face, that he see not the ground with his eyes. My net also will I spread upon him, and he shall be taken in my snare, and I will bring him to Babylon, to the land of the Chaldeans. Yet shall he not see it, though he shall die there.
So the Most High is letting you know right now. Hey, he showed through his prophets. Are you willing to kill and call prophets liars and things, or messengers that's out here trying to teach the actual truth and show you in the book? You won't listen to them because they got a 3-piece suit on. They all got a big congregation, a huge gospel choir behind them, and people clapping up and singing these songs, thinking they praising the Most High when it's all for show and tell and for entertainment and stuff, including camps and things too. Okay? They ain't worried. He is not trying to hear that and everything. Why? Because you ain't turning back on to the Most High's law, statute, and commandments. You don't know his laws. You don't know the Most High. You claim you know him, but you, like the scripture says in Isaiah, they worship me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. And this is what Christ tried to tell everybody. You're all trapped up in the heat of the moment because it sounds good for a second, but then you're back to doing what you normally keep doing in things. Your worldly stuff. Things that we're not doing, like it says in Ecclesiastes, the 12 and 13. What is that? Jeez, I'm having a brain fart here. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Yeah. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of men. Okay? The water olive. So, this is what we're supposed to do. That's your whole duty, is keep the commandments of the Most High and serve him. And then he'll give you all the other things that come with it that's in the earth, whatever you lusteth for, or your heart desires. Okay? But you rather make a deal with the devil and, go through that way because it's quick and easy. You don't like to work for it. Okay? You don't like to sacrifice your time and effort onto the Most High. But, was that? Yeah, that was it on that. Okay. Let's jump to Isaiah 41 and 21. Isaiah 41 and 21. Yep.
21.
No, 41, 20.
Right here.
All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 21. Produce your cause, saith the Most High. Bring forth your strong reasons, saith the King of Jacob.
So the King of Israel. So we're supposed to bring our cause to the Most High. Any issues that you have, bring it on to the Most High, period. That's what we need to do, okay? But is our people doing that? No, you turn to our oppressors for help. Help me, please. I need this and I need that to sustain and things. Nah, turn on to the Most High. They keep murdering us and killing us in the streets and stuff. We need to get band together and march and go sing and do all this dances to protest and stuff. Hands up, don't shoot.
Break dance for the white man.
Right. Like, come on, man.
Boycott Mayfair Mall with the Black Panthers.
Right. And that,
I've seen that.
yeah,
I was just talking about it.
dude, that's dumb. Keep reading that.
Verse 22. Let them bring them forth, and show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things what they be, that we may consider them, and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for to come. Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods. Yea, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed, and behold it together. Behold, ye are of nothing, and your work of naught. An abomination is he that chooseth you. I have raised up one from the north, and he shall come. From the rising of the sun shall he call upon my name, and he shall come, and he shall come upon princes as upon mortar, and as the potter treadeth clay. Who hath declared from the beginning, that we may know, and before time, that we may say, he is righteous? Yea, there is none that showeth. Yea, there is none that declareth. Yea, there is none that heareth your words. The first shall say to Zion, Behold, behold them, and I will give to Jerusalem one that bringeth good tidings. For I beheld, and there was no man, even amongst them, and there was no counselor that when I asked of them could answer a word. Behold, they are all vanity, their works are nothing, their molten images are wind and confusion.
So basically, Isaiah is talking to these princes of Israel, the king of Israel at this time and things too. All the stuff that they're doing, they follow the way of the heathen, the customs, and all the stuff that they do is all vanity and for nothing and stuff. And they don't want to turn back on to the true and living God because they rather see bling bling, bling bling, glitter and gold, little statues and huge statues and stuff, you know, and things like that, thinking that's that God that's going to save them and stuff that's made out of wood and stone. So, no. And this is why this is supposed to be the coming of Hamashiach as well. Because why? This is setting up. He's saying these are the things that Hamashiach needs in his office when he comes to rule the kingdom and stuff for 1,000 years. Even Yeshua, the Messiah, is going to need some help doing this. He's not going to take the whole burden onto himself and things. That's why he has certain individuals set up, which is called the 144,000, 12,000 from each tribe that's going to help govern the kingdom. Mm-hmm. It's a huge kingdom from the rivers, Euphrates, all the way to the Nile River and things. That's the kingdom, okay? But anyways, let's jump to Joel chapter 2, verse 27.
Right after Hosea. 2:27, you said, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
It's right after Hosea.
It's like 2 pages. So.
Yeah. The book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
No, in the whole world.
I am in the midst of Israel.
In the midst of Israel. This is the Most High talking here. And to some, this is Christ speaking this. Okay? Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Most High your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed.
So why are you ashamed to call yourself Israel? Why are you ashamed of your God and stuff? Why won't you call on him? When Christ even told you to pray upon him. Not upon Christ himself, because Christ is not God. He told you to worship the one that sent me. Okay? I don't understand why you guys don't want to turn back on to him. And another thing, why, for those that's watching this or who starts watching this, why don't you guys read the book for yourself? Why do you need any of us to sit here and tell you these things like we're living back in the times of our ancestors where we didn't have the scrolls? We had to go to a prophet We had to go to the priesthood. We had to go to synagogue and hear it from them because they had all the scrolls. You got every scroll. Well, not every scroll, but you got majority of it right here. Right. You got the comforter right here in your hands. Pick it up and read it. Okay. But I don't know, man. Y'all being lazy out here. Stop being lazy. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 9 through verse 9 and then verse 16.
We read verse 27 to what verse?
It was just 2 and 27.
You said 8 and what?
Chapter 8, verse 9 and then verse 16. Unless you just want to read all the way through.
What book?
1 Kings chapter 9.
Chapter 9
or excuse me, chapter 8, verse 9. The water.
1 Kings 8.
Yeah.
You sure that's the one? 8, 9. Dealing with the prophet that was commanded to not eat or drink, but go straight on his way, on his journey.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, start at verse 6 and go on down.
Okay.
And then to 16 if you want. Yeah, please.
First Kings what?
1 Kings
8,
8 and 6.
All right. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 8, verse 6. And the king answered and said unto the man...
1 Kings chapter 8, verse 6.
My bad. Oh, I'm in 13.
So it said like, huh?
Okay.
As you know what? Start at verse 5. Start at verse 5. Sorry, verse 5.
1 Kings chapter 8, verse 5. And King Solomon and all the congregation of Israel that were assembled unto him were with him before the ark, sacrificing sheep and oxen that could not be told nor numbered for multitude. And the priests brought in the ark of the covenant of the Most High unto his place, into the oracle of the house of the most holy place, even under the wings of the cherubims. For the cherubims spread forth their 2 wings over the place of the ark, and the cherubims covered the ark, and the staves thereof above. And they drew out the staves, that the ends of the staves were seen out in the holy place before the oracle, and they were not seen without. And there they are unto this day. And there was nothing in the ark save the 2 tables of stone which Moses put there at Horeb, when the Most High made a covenant with the children of Israel when they came out of the land of Egypt.
With the children of Israel. He didn't make a covenant with nobody else. Only with the children of Israel. Okay? Keep reading.
And it came to pass, when the priests were come out of the holy place, that the cloud filled the house of the Most High, so that the priests could not stand to minister because of the cloud. For the glory of the Most High had filled the house of the Most High.
So they had to clear out of there, even the priesthood. They had to get out there. It wasn't like the time in the wilderness where the high priest would have stayed in there and things. But the priesthood had to clear on out of there because the glory of the Most High was in there. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 12. Then spake Solomon, the Most High said that he would dwell in the thick darkness. I have surely built thee an house to dwell in, a settled place for thee to abide in forever. And the king turned his face about and blessed all the congregation of Israel.
No, of the people.
Israel.
Of Israel. Go ahead.
And all the congregation of Israel stood. And he said, Blessed be the Most High, God of Israel, which spake with his mouth unto David my father, and hath with his hand fulfilled it, saying, Since the day that I brought forth my people Israel out of Egypt, my people Israel.
See that? He's very specific in what he's saying. He's showing you plain and simple that he has chosen Israel. It's possessive. He's letting you know I'm possessive about my people. Okay, go ahead.
Since the day that I brought forth my people Israel out of Egypt, I chose no city out of all the tribes of Israel to build an house that my name might be therein. But I chose David to be over my people Israel.
So he's talking about when Christ comes, because we know Solomon wasn't him. Okay, so
Verse stopping there on 16.
No, yeah, we're done with that. Jump to verse 51 and 50 through 59. Same chapter.
This is verse 51. Just read all the way through.
So yeah, 59.
Verse 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 51. For they be thy people and thine inheritance, which thou broughtest forth out of Egypt from the midst of the furnace of iron.
He's saying again, I don't know how many other scriptures I could go through. I go through the whole book. It's talking about Israel, period. I don't understand how you churches still keep teaching that, no, we're all the same people and stuff. And you blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, y'all better wake up and understand that you are the children of Israel if you're still dealing in them churches, okay? You're not a Gentile. What you said?
We're in Israel in spirit.
Right, well, we're Israel in spirit. Yeah, but we're spirit in Israel. We've been grafted in. Don't let them teach you that you're the sons of Canaan, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, because of the slavery that went on. Don't let them twist that up with you, okay?
Or the sons of Japheth.
So, show and prove the Khazars, or the so-called Jewish people that came out of Europe after World War II in 1950 and things. Show and prove before that time were they serving the Nazis and the rest of the Europeans in slavery there. Show and prove that to me in history, and I'll yield. If you can't show and prove that, and it's never been written there, because it's not there, it doesn't exist. And nor did the Irish do that neither, okay? So stop that bull crap.
Yeah, sidebar, I have a whole article that was published by an Irishman saying that this was a myth that was made up. It was all lies concocted to combat the passion that our people had when we brought these things up. To say, oh, you're not the only one. So they tried to dumb down our situation. As Irishmen had said, okay, yeah, it wasn't the best of standards. It was pretty bad. You know, you had a lot that came from the bottom, from Ireland. But it was nothing near slavery, let alone chattel slavery.
It was indentured servitude.
Yeah, and even then he was talking about, even with the indentured, and even when you talk about indentured servitude, it was only a number of them that was forced to do that. They were rural country bumpkins. And because you see the depictions of them living out in the country and they're Caucasian, they're dirty.
Mm-hmm.
They lied to you about what those pictures truly represent. They weren't slaves and they weren't hurting. They were just dirty heathen in the country.
Sure it was.
Point blank.
I guess that's past for them being black, huh? Because they didn't wash up.
Yeah, they called us the niggers. No, they called those blacks who were in Ireland before you niggers.
That's right.
Get it right.
What they say? Oh, a jig doing the jig. You know, come on, dude. Understand who taught them how to do the jig. Okay, get that right. But anyways, always trying to claim something that they created doing this. Yeah, okay, we see your dance moves nowadays. It ain't nothing. It's
Right.
garbage. But anyways, go ahead.
Verse 52. That thine eyes may be open unto the supplication of thy servant, and unto the supplication of thy people Israel, to hearken unto them in all that they call for unto thee. For thou didst separate them from among all the people of the earth, to be thine inheritance, as thou spakest by the hand of Moses thy servant, when thou broughtest our fathers out of Egypt,
Now-
O Most High God.
Did I say this? Or thus saith the Holy Bible?
Thus saith the Holy Bible.
There you go. Or Torah, or the Tanakh. Okay, the Gospel. I didn't say this. This is what the Bible says.
The sword.
You guys don't like that stuff because you don't read. And then when you do read, you still want to act prideful and blind, deaf, and dumb to the truth.
It doesn't read.
It doesn't matter.
I still got my faith in Christ.
Man.
Yeah, they'll do a lot better if they just keep it real. Just say you don't care and keep it pushing.
Right.
Because that's the truth. You just don't care. Just keep it real. Don't make excuses why you don't care.
Like we said
Just
again.
don't. Yeah.
How you going to understand one part, only half of the book, and you don't read the other half? When Christ even tells you and teaches you to read the other half of the book, because the other half of the book is speaking of him. But go ahead, Ike.
Verse 54.
53.
And it was
54.
54. And it was so that when Solomon had made an end of praying all this prayer and supplication unto the Most High, he arose from before the altar of the Most High, from kneeling on his knees, with his hands spread up to heaven. And he stood and blessed all the congregation of Israel with a loud voice, saying, Blessed be the Most High, that hath given rest unto his people Israel.
Unto who?
Unto his people Israel. According to all that he promised, there hath not failed one word of all his good promise, which he promised by the hand of Moses his servant. The Most High our God be with us, as he was with our fathers. Let him not leave us, nor forsake us, that he may incline our hearts unto him, and walk in all his ways, and to keep his commandments.
No, just commandment.
His commandments.
No, just the 10.
Commandments.
Commandments, plural. Go ahead.
And his statutes.
The order.
And his judgments, which he commanded our fathers. And let these my words, wherewith I have made supplication before the Most High, be nigh unto the Most High our God, day and night, and that he maintain the cause of his servant and the cause of his people Israel at all times, as the matter shall require.
At all times, day and night. It's not going anywhere. It's talking about Israel. 12 gates in the Revelations that enter into the kingdom have who? The 12 names of the 12 tribes of Israel on there. It's Israel. Okay? Y'all need to understand and wake up and stop dealing with these lies and these philosophies of men and things like that who keeps teaching you this stuff that's causing more division and things. Okay? Especially amongst the churches or Christianity or Islam or Hinduism or Buddhism. Okay? We'll keep reading that.
I think that was it on there. 59.
51 to 59.
Keep
Around
going.
60.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, verse 60. That all the people of the earth may know that the Most High is God, and that there is none else.
Mm-hmm.
Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Most High your God, to walk in his statutes and to keep his commandments, as at this day.
Wait, how do you be perfect? Do what?
Keep the commandments.
What did Christ tell the Pharisees in Matthew 19 and 16? He said, Good master, what good thing must I do to have eternal life? And he said, Why you callest me thou good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou want eternal life, do what?
Keep the commandments.
There you go. Plain and simple. All right. So let's get the next one, because this is gonna be the final part. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 8, verse 1 through 5. Zechariah, not Zephaniah.
Zechariah. Zechariah.
Chapter 8, and verse 1 through 5. Just give me a hear when all y'all there.
Here. It's right before Malachi. Second to last Bible of the second to last book in the Old Testament. 8:5.
8, 1 through 5.
Okay.
It's right after Haggai.
It's like going towards the New Testament.
Shalakia, y'all. I'll say something for a second.
It's
Yeah.
before
Well, yeah, you know, as we're finishing this, man, you just got to remember that Israel especially, use this to your advantage positively. Use this as your advantage to be that light that this word always speaks of. Positivity. Wherever you go, walk in this in your heart. Don't walk with this on your sleeve. Walk with this in your heart. Because
right.
you want to act like Israel. It's not enough to just be Israel. You want to act like Israel. This is why the Most High has commanded our fathers to always write down these stories of our ancestors, to see how they held themselves, what was their character, how much integrity did they have. Because this is how we're going to get the blessing.
That's right. Everybody there?
All right.
The water.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 1. Oh, my bad. I'm in 13 again.
yourself, man.
It's one of them days.
You rolling craps or something? No.
Chapter 8, verse 1. Again, the word of the Most High of Hosts came to me, saying, Thus saith the Most High of Hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. Thus saith the Most High, I am returned unto Zion, I will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, and the mountain of the Most High of Hosts, the holy mountain. Thus saith the Most High of Hosts, There shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof.
So just basically right here saying the Most High say he's jealous for Zion. That's Israel once again. Okay, so it's letting you know, he's not playing around with his people and stuff. All the stuff that you guys keep doing to all the nations that's listening out there. You guys see us and you think we're criminals and things like that because you stereotype us and stuff. You better get that out your mind real quick because you don't know what you serve. We do though, So let's jump back to Psalm 68 and verse 34 through 35. What did I say? 68, yeah. Oh, that's 70. There we go. All right, let me know when y'all there.
Okay. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 34. Ascribe ye strength unto God. His excellence is over Israel.
No, the whole world.
His excellency is over Israel.
Over Israel. Go ahead.
His excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds. O God, thou art terrible out of thy holy place. O, the God of Israel is he that giveth strength and power unto his people. Blessed be God.
For God so loved the whole world, for he gave his only begotten son. You know what I'm saying? So, the whole world that's talking about is of Israel. Okay? That's who he gave his begotten son. And I'm not, if you want to bring that out, Elder, go ahead. I'm not saying that, Gentiles, if you already know, I don't teach that doctrine of, Gentiles can't get salvation and all this and that and the other. I've already taught that in a Gentile lesson. Gentiles can get salvation. It's just not the same as Israel. Okay, they're going to be serving us in the kingdom like the scripture says. I've already put this on the book and everything.
You want me to precept that with Isaiah after he's done?
Yeah, go ahead. Elder's going to read up John 3:16. Just 1 second, y'all. So, yeah, we're just showing the proof here, once again, that Israel is a chosen seed, and I can get it. This whole book is saying that he's bringing something else out, too, though.
Oh, okay.
If you want to bring up that note, Elder, you want him to read it real quick?
Go for it.
All right, John 3:16. Okay. Because Elder got something else he's reading.
All right. This is the book of John, chapter 3, verse 16. It says, For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him, should not perish but have everlasting life.
Mm-hmm. So, this is what it's speaking of in Psalms, okay? That's the world that he's talking about. That's why it says his excellency is... read that verse again in Psalms 34 and 35 again.
Oh, I gotta get it.
Oh, 60. All right.
68, 34.
I turn right to it.
Oh,
68.
Good.
Yeah,
34 and 35.
Yeah.
Ascribe
ye strength unto God. His excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds. O God, thou art terrible out of thy holy places. The God of Israel is he that giveth strength and power unto his people. Blessed be God.
See that? So that's what he was talking about. The sign of Christ was on to Israel.
With this one too.
Yeah, go ahead and catch that.
And this is Isaiah 45 and
There
17.
you go.
But Israel shall be saved in the Most High with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
World without end. That's what you was looking for, Ellie.
No.
45.
And 17.
Read that again, bro. That was Isaiah.
Yeah, chapter Isaiah chapter 45 verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Most High with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
No. He said Israel was his world without end. In Hebrews, the first chapter and verse 2, it said, Hath he in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he has appointed heirs of all things, by whom also he made all the worlds.
All the worlds.
So there's more than one world.
Plural.
There's
He
multiple
chose-
definitions of worlds,
Yes.
even in the English language.
Yes, but he chose one word,
No,
which
one
is Israel.
word.
See that? You get that?
Worlds meaning the nations, and then there's just one world meaning Israel.
Israel.
Yeah.
In today's context, we would say,
Because there's 18 nations,
you
and out
have
of 18 nations, he only picked one, which is Israel.
Mhm.
in today's understanding, you have the Arab world,
Right.
third world,
Right.
the Asian world. We're talking about the Hebrew Israelite world.
Mm-hmm.
World without end. Age. Another definition of world is age. Age without end, meaning when Israel receives their everlasting salvation, it's going to be an everlasting age, everlasting world.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the true definition of world.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thank Toda, the Wada, Elder, and I needed that also to bring in for. See, that's family right there. That's how you supposed to help each other. All right. Cha-ching, 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 ching. Sword swinging left to right, chopping you straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, go to 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 6 through 9.
First King 10.
Yes, sir. 6 through 9. How you doing over there, Louis? Yeah.
First Kings what?
10, 6 through 9.
This is good.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 10, verse 6. And he said to the king, It was a true report that I heard in mine own land of thy acts of thy and of thy wisdom. Howbeit I believed not the words until I came, until I came and mine eyes had seen it. And behold, the half was not told me. Thy wisdom and prosperity exceedeth the fame which I heard. Happy are thy men, happy are these thy servants, which stand continually before thee, and that hear thy wisdom. Blessed be the Most High thy God, which delighted in thee, to set thee on the throne of Israel, because the Most High loved Israel forever. Therefore made he thee king to do judgment and justice.
Okay. I mean, that's just plain Jane right there. What more should I say? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's jump to Daniel's chapter 1, verse 17 through 21.
117.
The book of Daniel's chapter 1, yeah. This ain't like church, is it?
Oh. I haven't been to church in a while.
Oh, okay. Well, I say it ain't nowhere near like that. Yeah, we don't play up here, man. We dissect. We don't sit there. Oh, We don't do all that.
Halo, yeah, that was Halo.
Doing a whole lighting incense and
Or just just the whole sensualizing,
right.
taking one scripture and then trying to give you, a life story
Yeah,
that I
life
probably
story
made
of
up. Yeah, probably not even really happened in my life, but for some reason I have this life story of mine. You know what I'm saying? To explain you this one scripture and my personal opinions. You know what I'm saying? For 45 minutes.
You saw that mockery that was
Yeah.
going out with the celebrities at the Met Gala, right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even get to see it, but
Wickedness, man.
we'll talk about it in a second.
Wicked.
But hey, go ahead and break it out. Daniel
This is-
chapter 1, verse 17 through 21.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 17.
And I jumped from Solomon to this for a reason. Go ahead.
As for these 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Now at the end of the days that the king had said he should bring them in, then the prince of the eunuchs brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar. And the king communed with them, and among them all was found none like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore stood they before the king. And in all matters of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. And Daniel continued even unto the first year of King Cyrus.
So you think that knowledge and wisdom comes from? Dang right, I'm going to boast about it. Because it comes from the Most High unto his people. Okay? So you guys didn't come up with nothing. You heard and listened to our conversations, and then you took it and ran with it. And I'm speaking to our so-called enemies out there that took and stole our scrolls and things in the culture and uphold it for them to be the authority over and things like that and act like they the smartest people in the world. Yeah, right. Socrates, Plato's, and Confucius ain't got nothing on the Most High and his people, all right? So you can stop that. But anyways, jump to all right, jump back to Zechariah. Wait, did I do Zechariah? Yeah. Never mind. You know what? Jump to Deuteronomy 4 and 5, and then we'll end it right there. Okay, that's how special we are. And that's it. I'm serious. That is it. I'm not gonna add and say more. I know I'll be lying about that's it. And then
Do we have to end?
Right? Do we have to end? But yeah, like I said, I try to keep this an hour because I know people's attention spans is not that good. So
With all this fluoride
and all this other stuff going around,
fluoride and lead,
chemtrails,
especially in our area, they're trying to kill us bad over
4
here.
and 5.
Deuteronomy 4
and 5.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
And this ties it all the way together when I jumped from Solomon about, how we're special people. And then you got the wisest man in the world before Christ going back into the wisdom through Daniel and the other 3 ancestors that Nebuchadnezzar had to come through to get knowledge from. Okay. But go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Most High my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes, and say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Most High our God is in all things that we call upon him for?
So all these nations are sitting here saying, hey, these are the wise and understanding people. Wow, you got a great guidance up, just like Nebuchadnezzar just did. See why I went there? But go ahead.
And what nation is there so great, that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?
So all these other nations are sitting here saying, geez, what excellent structure you guys have. Man, all this moral laws and everything, this is order. Man, I'd love to keep it too. See why the gods need to be in charge of the earth right now? And when I say gods, I'm speaking of the Israelites, okay? The saints, the other parts of the Elohim, okay, of the Godhead and things, or part of the body
If I may
and
say
things.
something.
But go ahead.
Yeah, this is something to take courage from. That at one time, just how they try to glorify these suburban societies. You don't hear sirens. You don't see trash on the streets. You don't really have no crime. Everything's. We had those communities times 10 when Israel was doing good. I'm talking about they would feel how we feel when we're in another neighborhood and we seem like, man, this is too good to be true. They would say that about our neighborhoods. When you read the ancient records, when they used to come across us in our days of glory, they were so astounded. They were lost for words from the order and the structure and the cleanliness and just the magnificence in every single aspect of our civilization.
Mm-hmm.
They say, what nation is like this? Every single time they've re-encountered us when we were on top.
Say it out. Go ahead. Bring it out.
Yeah.
See? You know, like I said, I'm not good with words and stuff, but man, I could bring it out like crazy. You know, he put some Shakespeare into it. Thou hast so know this, that everything that we you know, but you know what I'm saying. But that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? That's love and stuff. So yo, this is the whole thing. This is why we have to be in rulership, and you can't have, in a sense, so I could talk to a language you guys can understand. You can't have a killermonger type of mentality. You have to have balance with that stuff in order to create your so-called, you know, little Wakanda and things, okay? And I'm just speaking that. No, I'm not jumping off into something else. I'm just saying because some of our people that's watching this, they're caught up in the isms and schisms, okay? And Pan-Africanism is one of them, all right? Yeah, we are from that country, that continent, but we have to have understanding that we're all not the same people, okay? So, but continue reading real quick,
All right. Verse 9. Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
There you go. So you're supposed to teach this on to your sons and thy sons' sons. So this is what we're trying to teach our people, to break that chain of those curses that's written in Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15 through 68. So we don't have to keep that. We want to get those blessings and things. That's why we strive, and that's why we natural hustlers and things. We don't give up. You know, that's why we constantly do it. That's the reason why when Jacob was wrestling with the angel, he didn't give up. He wanted those blessings. He went so far till his, you know, the hip went out of joint or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If I could just expound on this one real
ahead.
quick. When it says teach them to thy sons and thy sons' sons, don't get caught up in the satanic agenda of this libertarian society. Let your kids choose what they want to choose. No, that's the problem with today. That's why we have an all-time high of juvenile delinquents, and you can't control them. Homosexuality, little kids killing their children. Those two kids up here in Wisconsin talking about they were playing Slender Man and went out and did a murder because you allowed them to choose their own entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know that you have to guard the entertainment that comes into their eyes, you better be guarding the doctrine, the religious dogma, and the spirituality that they're exposed to. You better be teaching your fundamental beliefs to your children if you stand on that, especially as Israelites. Law and order is everything. We worship law and order in the name of our Father.
That's right.
This is what he has given us to see with our eyes. We don't see him, we see his law.
That's
And
right.
teach this to your children.
That's right. And two, you don't need no leashes for your children and stuff. This is your leash. I dare you. Act up if you want. I will embarrass you in public.
Like that one video of that one little boy at the Walgreens, and he's all cursing at the manager.
Yeah. Yeah, no structure. That's why, because there ain't no man in the house amongst our people. Division. And our enemies have done that and stuff.
Segregation and stuff.
So, you know, we're going to get on this whole thing about coming out of this joint too, because a lot of our people are scared to go over to so-called Africa and stuff, because a lot of sisters don't want to go there because why? They have no more authority or power because it's man's land. That's why. Here, they let you do it 100%. And then the men, they too scared to go over there because they love Egypt. They comfortable here. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. But, I mean, there's other places in the parts of the world where you could have, you know, the land of Goshen in you and build up the land of Goshen and be safe there until Hamashiach returns.
Because you know, like Salaki, like these people, their minds are so set on this system that they will fight to defend the way they live here because they don't wanna try nothing.
They don't
new.
know anything.
They don't know anything.
I
Yeah.
can't leave yet. The PS5 is about to come out soon. You know, like
Right.
So what you said earlier,
Yeah.
hey man, when is Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out?
right, you know, like
Yeah, but that, like I said, you know, like our people complain about being in the wilderness. They're like, man, Moses, you brought us out here to die and stuff. We had food, we had this, and we had that, and we had statues and stuff to pray to. But this God you claim has killed us, and this even after the fact, seeing all the miracles when the sea split, the whirlwind of fire, the mist, and all this and that and the other. They still talking about staying with Egypt. Dude, whatever. Yeah, you 2/3 bound, whatever. You know, it ain't for you. So anyways, that's it for that. This is the finale. Okay, so we're going to get on the next lesson next week. I don't know what it's going to be. I got to come up with something. But I don't know. Well, anyways, you'll see it. So I'm Brother Ezekiel.
and I'm Brother Manatazak.
And we're going to give you Godspeed and hope and pray that you guys got some jewels from this. And most high willing, we'll be able to come back with some more jewels next week. So
Shalom.
much love to Israel, Yasharahla in the world. And we're saying shalom.
Shalom.
What are you talking about?